going to do our 5 elements balancing meditation. And this meditation is going to require us to stand in our mountain pose in a tall, comfortable position. We're going to go through all the elements, and each is going to be associated with a color, a mudra, and an organ. So as we go through, we'll be able to visualize what these are as we flow. Ideally, this meditation is done with our eyes closed. So I'd like to introduce you to the mudras first before we begin. The first one being the earth element is going to be our Anjali Mudra with hands to heart center. After that, we go into water. Arms are going to extend out to shoulder height, and it's like sun pose where we have our arms extended, slightly softened elbows. Hands are making palms, and our fingertips are slightly spread apart. From there, we're going to go into fire. We're going to have our hands to heart center. We'll then turn and place our hands facing down with our thumbs touching and our first fingers touching. We're going to drop this down just below belly height. After that, we're going to go into air, which hands come back into our Anjali Mudra. We'll turn our fingertips away, and as we press hands away from the body, about 6 inches. After that, we'll go into ether, where we make that triangle we did earlier, but we're going to position it overhead, so that if we were to gaze upward, we would be gazing through a triangle, even though our eyes will be closed. So again, hands to heart center for earth, arms extended out to shoulder height, like sun pose for water. Fire will bring hands to heart center, create a triangle that we press down below belly button level. From there for air, back into our prayerful hands, we press away about 6 inches. And lastly, ether will form that triangle that will float overhead. So as we now come into a tall position and standing in mountain pose, we'll begin the meditation. This 5 elements meditation is for cleansing and quieting, bringing internal energy, and is a wonderful way to start the day. During this meditation, ideally women should face north, which represents cold. This is balanced by women's heat. Conversely, men are cold and should face south, which represents heat for balance. As we go through this meditation, each element is associated with a major organ, a color, and a posture. The posture opens the meridian, allowing energy to flow to the identified organ. To visualize, close your eyes while doing this meditation and imagine your body bathed in and surrounded by the identified color. Inhale using deep belly breathing and draw the color into your organ. When exhaling, imagine all the toxins and poisons are being expelled from that organ and the rest of your body. Use a minimum of 3 deep breaths for each posture. Once you become familiar with each, try to perform the meditation with your eyes closed. So as we come to the top of our mat, standing with feet together or slightly apart if necessary to maintain balance. As we stand relaxed, clearing our minds, let's begin focusing on the breath. This meditation will bring balance to the elements in our body and will awaken the unused energy centers of the body. Our first element is earth, associated with the color green and our liver. As we move palms into a prayerful pose, bringing them to the center of our chest in our Anjali Mudra. As we breathe, balancing the earth element, grounding ourselves in stability. We can examine the qualities of the earth element, the qualities of forgiveness, non-attachment, non-accumulativeness, and non-possessiveness. Notice how these manifest in your life and how you can bring that element into balance. Our second element is water, associated with the color blue and our kidneys. As we extend arms out from the shoulders, hands palms up and fingers slightly opened and cupped. Explore the subtle qualities of water, the qualities of energy, understanding, and perception. Notice how those qualities manifest in work, relationships, and within yourself. Experience bringing the element of fluidity into balance. Our third element is fire, associated with the color red and our heart. Bringing palms towards the torso back to Anjali Mudra. We'll form a triangle with index fingers and thumb and move the triangle facing down until it is positioned about 3 inches below the navel and about 3 inches from the body. This element works to stimulate creativity and connection with others. Find enthusiasm for living and gaining mastery over anger and jealousy. Let's focus these vibrant energies within ourselves. Our fourth element is air, associated with the color white and our lungs. As we bring hands back to a prayerful pose, we'll point the fingertips away from the torso, pressing them out away from the body about 6 inches. Experience the healing wind that connects all the organs within the body, and which is the fundamental source of life force, or lung in Tibetan. Stimulate the clear circulation of that force in our lives and consciousness through the air element. Our last element is ether, associated with the color gold and our spleen. Forming a triangle with our index fingers and thumbs, we'll place that triangle above the head so that if our head was tilted backwards slightly, we could look up through the triangle, even though our eyes are closed. We'll use this element to connect with the all-pervasive, clear space that is the ground of being and is present in every moment of our lives. Feel a direct connection to this most subtle essence within ourselves. As we flow back through each of these elements, first with the earth element, hands to heart center in our Anjali Mudra, envisioning our bodies surrounded and bathed in the color green. And as we flow our hands out shoulder height for our water element, envisioning our bodies bathed in and surrounded by the color blue. And as we move to our fire element, bringing our hands to that prayerful pose, forming a triangle that we press down and slightly away from the body, envisioning our bodies surrounded in and bathed in the color red. And for our air element, hands once again to prayerful pose, pointing fingertips away and pressing them away from the body. We'll envision our bodies bathed in and surrounded by the color white. And lastly, for our element of ether, forming that triangle above head, envisioning our bodies bathed in and surrounded by the color gold. And as we bring our hands to heart center again for our earth element, again, our body bathed in and surrounded by the color green, manifesting the qualities of forgiveness and non-attachment. With our hands out from shoulders, for our element of water, our bodies bathed in and surrounded by the color blue, bringing in the qualities of energy, understanding, and perception. And for our fire element, creating the triangle that we press down and away from the body, our bodies surrounded in and bathed in the color red, bringing in creativity and the ability to deepen connection with others. For our air element, prayerful pose hands that we press away from the body, envisioning our bodies bathed in the color white. This element stimulating the clear circulation of life force and our consciousness. And lastly, the element of ether, the triangle positioned overhead, our bodies bathed in and surrounded by the color gold, and with this element connecting with the all-pervasive, clear space that is the ground of being and that is present in every moment of our lives, feeling a direct connection to this most subtle essence within ourselves. As we bring our hands back to heart center and ultimately alongside our bodies, we take a moment here for some deep breath. Feeling the balance of energy flowing through our body, a grounding and connection. we bring our hands back to heart center to close out this meditation. And as the light in me honors the light in you, namaste.